Hey everybody, this is Brett, and lately I've been putting a lot of things into perspective and trying to come to grips with getting some good balance on certain things. And for a long time I've known that there really isn't anybody on this planet now or that has ever been on this planet that's worthy of being just revered to no ends. And the reason that I think that is because the amount of knowledge and abilities that a person has yet to gain that has not been achieved yet is so far beyond our comprehension at this time. And I mean, just think about what a person can know, what there is to know on Wikipedia right now. Go on Wikipedia and look at herbology or science things like astronomy or the study of the elements. All these, there's a zillion freaking things to know. And if you were to ask any one person on earth, now or from the past, that's ever lived on the earth, about all of those different things, they could only elaborate on maybe that much, a little tiny bit, A person might be really good at music, but they still don't know everything about music, Most people, even people like Paul McCartney that's really good at music, he has certain abilities and he can play quite a few instruments, And so maybe he's a 5 or maybe he's even a 6 or 7 out of 10 in overall musical abilities. But then if you were to ask him about the study of trees, he wouldn't know anything probably about that. How about massage? Would he know about massage? No. How much do I know about anatomy? You know how much there is to know about anatomy? See that box there? That Netter's flashcards box? It's huge, huge. There are like gazillions of parts to the human body. And somebody out there knows a lot about that, but they don't know about other things. They only know that much in the overall amount of things there are to be known. And so, now, if you just really want to be like me, if you really would love to be a musician of sorts, for whatever reason, then yes, you may really think that somebody that's like Jimmy Page, a great guitarist, is God, or, they call Clapton God. But they're just really people. They're just people, and to put them that high on a pedestal is really ridiculous when it comes down to it. And their downfalls, we've seen people like that get big heads. It's not good for them to be revered by so many people, because then they get a lot of money and they get a lot of fame and all of that energy focused directly on them, and all kinds of bad things we've seen happen to people like Elvis and Jimi Hendrix and Janis Joplin. And the pressure gets to be too much for them. And a lot of people like George Harrison just didn't want all that much attention. And there are certain jobs and certain things where in this day and age where people are just revered, and other things where people need a whole lot more attention and respect. You know, people that serve us daily, I think, need to be thanked a whole lot more with our money and kindness in words, and just shown a lot more appreciation. And so it's really humbling. It's so humbling to think about how we are just humans here for a short period of time, and we can only learn so much. If you go to college, if you go to a university, it's so characteristic of them to want to shove as much information down a person's throat, to fill you up with as many subjects as they possibly can, because they have teachers that need to make a living. They have all kinds of faculty that need to make money, and they need to make so much money to be able to have so many things, etc., etc. So they force the curriculum on people, and then you get to learn a whole lot of things that will enable you to go on Jeopardy and win a lot of money. But other than that, you'll probably never remember 90% of all of that. But you'll pay for it. You'll pay a lot. If you really enjoy school, well, cool. But just know that you're going to have to pay for those school loans for a long time, and you may undergo a lot of stress in being force-fed information on all kinds of subjects that you may or may not be interested in, really. And another one of the things that I would like to talk about is patience. Because ever since I can remember, I've never had good patience. And it's so totally paralleling in the lifestyle that I've led, the foods that I've eaten, the people that I've hung out with. You know, when you go, when you live in a society where people pretty much just get anything they want now, especially with the internet, we can just have damn near anything, you know. But you will have to wait for the delivery man to deliver it, so you have to have some patience. But for me right now, I've been working on my computer, and I've got a few glitches that I've got to wait for an answer from a couple of different places to be able to figure out what the problem is. And so what I did was I changed the name of my to-do list. And when you live out in the country, you have to have a to-do list, because you only go into town here and there, you know, and you want to write down everything that you need to do and or buy and accomplish, etc., on your to-do list. But now it's not called a to-do list. It's called my patience to-do list. Because, man, I need to remind myself that that's what I need, patience. And when I was a kid building radio control airplanes with my dad in our shop in San Diego, he would say, man, you gotta slow down and take your time and do each step one thing at a time. Because if you skip anything, because you're not patient, then you won't achieve the desired results. And I would do that constantly, you know. I look for shortcuts, or, oh man, that's only been glued for 2 minutes. Unclamp it now, it's done, it's ready to go. It's not. It's not. You have to wait. And so, if I don't have patience and I'm working on the computer, then I'll fail to take the little breaks that I need to take because I want that thing that I'm working on done now. And my reasoning is that if I don't accomplish that now, then I won't get it done today. Well, what the deal is so fucking what if I don't get it done today or tomorrow or the next day? Like I was saying the other day, this life is just a flash, and none of this shit, all of this materialism, the computer, everything, it doesn't really matter that much in the overall scheme of things. Right? Certain things matter more. Like that one right there. She snores. That's my baby girl. She's so special. So, anyways, so now I have a patience list, and I need to just stop, especially when I'm going through a healing crisis like I am now. I haven't had a healing crisis, for lack of gentler words, for a couple of weeks now. But if I keep pushing the foods to clean out my body, eating cleaner and cleaner foods and more raw foods, etc., 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 then I'll eventually have to do an enema once in a while, or in several days in a row probably. And that's when I really need to get a grip and take care of myself and not focus on other things, extracurricular activities like my website. So, with that being said, I think I'll wind up this video. I want to thank you for joining me, and all things come in good time. Blessings.